I remember going up there for the first time and being absolutely blown away by the beauty of the gates. I think that's what they were designed to do, is to blow you away. To be honest, I didn't really understand what it was. I didn't understand the significance. It was just this sort of empty space. The sheer scale of it, couldn't help but think, wow, the possibilities here are extraordinary. We've got a painting from 1926. It's a beautiful watercolor, but it's been a very long time since this has been used as it was intended. The first time that I saw how central to the functioning of the house that this place would be, I was given a book by the land gardeners. Flipping through the pages of that book and seeing these incredible arrangements, suddenly a light bulb went off. Oh, that's what that walled garden would be for, of course. A walled garden is a protected space designed for growing in high walls, like you can see here, to keep pests out, anything that might eat the plants inside. It also creates a microclimate, which you can feel when you're in there. It is much hotter inside those walls, so it protects from the wind and it creates an environment that's much more conducive to growing. We know it was built in 1733. The architect of the gates here is Roger Morris. He also designed the stables. So you'll notice that there's some similarities in the garden house design over here, which was the gardener's house. Most people are quite surprised by that. It looks like quite a grand house at the end, but it is a reflection of the position that the gardener held on the estate. He was held in very high esteem. The walled garden really is at the center of what brings the house alive, the food and the flowers.
So pretty, isn't it?
So much of what we're learning about the garden speaks to problems that we're addressing today in terms of the environment. In the 18th century, they were able to grow everything that they needed here. Lemons, pineapples, peaches, oranges. Those were incredibly exotic when you're talking about a time when you couldn't fly it in from Chile like we do today.
God, blimey, it's massive, isn't it?
Every time I go up to the garden with an expert, whether it be an orchardist,
And all the small branches with the fruit on would come and cascade down, so they were like that.
or the water specialist,
And then it would have wound its way down.
I learn so much more. It's like somebody suddenly put so many more pieces to the puzzle down on the table.
They're not shaded.
And I feel so lucky that we have access to that kind of expertise.
The place is full of mysteries.
The garden was planted in 1733. That's coming on 300 years. That's a lot of different people that have come through there with their vision and their ideas. So we're going to have to learn absolutely everything that we can learn about what has been and then decide what's going to work today. We do know for sure there was a series of greenhouses that sat in the middle and that those probably dated to the 1800s. And we know some of the plants that were growing there, which is really exciting. In the British Library is the record of every seed that was bought for the walled garden from 1733. So we can go back and look at exactly what was grown there on any given year in terms of the seeds that were bought. The wisdom that people had in terms of design hundreds of years ago continues to just blow my mind. We still have some pear trees, for example, that have survived untended. Last August, we came up to find the trees absolutely laden with fruit and could not believe that they were still producing to that level. 80 years completely untended. And so we'll be grafting those and making sure that we're keeping those genetics going here. Just the amount of thought and engineering that went into making these things actually work, it's really very humbling. The fundamentals, a lot of the big infrastructure is very intact and in very good shape. The walls, the gates, the garden house, the backbone of the garden is still there for us to build on. I'm always overly optimistic about how quickly I can get things done, and I'm just a bit like a dog with a bone when I sort of get an idea in my head. It would be lovely to actually have it fully functioning. There's something really that feels so right about things going back to what they were supposed to be. It's all part of this big jigsaw puzzle that I'm really excited about putting back together.